So
Yeah.
the footage shows him kind of like getting out the car, and she's kind of
Mm-hmm.
walking after him,
Mm-hmm.
and she holds him at one point. He's like, "Get off me!"
Mm-hmm.
I mean, did she sustain a broken finger from all of that, or aggravated assault from that? From "Get off me!"
Yeah.
and immediately runs that away. I'm
Mm.
surprised they somebody didn't think like he stole her purse or something.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Why is this white lady chasing this black guy?
Yeah. That yeah, that looks kind of crazy.
I'm like, oh, clearly this nigga stole her back.
Wow. I can definitely see that being a story. I can definitely see somebody making that up.
Night,
Yeah.
chasing this dude is hauling ass.
He's booking it. Booking it. That I can definitely see that being a story for sure.
That boy trying to get up out of there.
Yeah.
Darwin, what are you doing here?
It's challenge day.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back, Challenges. It's season 3, episode 8 of Challenge Day.
We're getting there.
We are progressing and going forward. We're glad to have you guys with us. And we got another hot one for y'all.
Welcome back.
So we hope you guys have been enjoying the ride. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get to it. We got quite a few things to touch on. Just really quick, some quick housekeeping. Check us out on all your social media handles, all the different places you'd like to frequent.
Same thing.
You know the ones.
At another challenge day.
At another challenge day. And specifically on YouTube, you could actually use the @ now. That's how you quickly find a person's channel. So make sure you utilize that ability on YouTube. So at another challenge day. Don't forget the @ you know how Weezy say don't forget the F, don't forget the @ you feel me? But anyways, let's jump right into it.
Please say the F. the mass count is 640. It's just climbing.
Yep.
Again, check out our episode that we did about that in terms of talking about the AR-15.
Yeah.
And showing some real talk about what's going on with mass shootings across the country. But yeah, so 640 is where we at. But okay, we've been following a couple of stories for some time now. And so we're gonna go way back. I'm gonna take y'all back. I don't know how far back it is. I don't remember Tommy Tuberville. How long was the last time we talked about Tommy Tuberville?
Oh, that was a couple pods ago.
This dude is such an idiot.
But he seems to rear his ugly head in one way or another.
Okay, so at least now the 10 months. It's been 10 months. This fool been holding these the military service member freaking promotions.
10 months is crazy.
10 months.
10 months is crazy.
Remember I talked about was how that's 10 months of people am I leaving my job? Is my wife leaving her job? Because you go from station to station where you deploy wherever you're stationed at, and it's like, okay, you take your kids out of daycare, you put them back in daycare. You take them out of daycare, am I still working? One dude had a heart attack because his workload quadrupled because he had to take on responsibilities.
That's so
because
wild.
They weren't promoting people up under him.
That's so wild. Yeah.
Because he had all this added stress, bro. 10 months. Okay, so at least on Thursday they passed a bill in the Senate that would give a retroactive pay increase to service members for the 10 months that they missed out. Okay, great. I love it. But wait a minute. When I look deeper into details, Tommy Tuberville was the co-author of the bill.
That's a plot twist you didn't expect.
What?
Yeah,
what you do all that stuff for?
Yeah, that's a crazy plot twist. Yeah.
What'd you do all that stuff for? Now he's gonna co-author a bill to pay us all back pay. You was just dangling the fucking military for some fucking whatever cultural, what they call it, a cultural war bullshit that he was on.
This is why a lot of service members feel like property, because the way service members are treated. It's case in point right here.
I got a quote here. In the end, this was all pointless. Oh, this was from Biden. Biden said this, adding that Tuberville and the Republicans who stood with him needlessly hurt hundreds of service
Facts.
members and military families and threatened our national security. Mind
Yep.
you, we have ships rolling in
Yep.
the Mediterranean Sea.
Mm-hmm.
Public information, by the way,
Yep.
right? Because of what's going on in Gaza.
Yes.
And you just playing with our national security like that because they might want to retaliate. They might have some freaking, as if we never been touched at the homeland before.
Mm.
Yo, if anything, how much we're supporting Israel right now, we can be a prime target, my guy. And you just fucking
That's
around?
a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, that's crazy. That's a fact.
He finishes, Biden finishes here, needlessly hurting hundreds of service members and military families and threaten our national security, all to push a partisan agenda.
Yep.
I hope no one forgets what he did. I can stand on that.
They're gonna sweep it on the rug though. We know how that go.
Well, that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
That fucking sucks. That's that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That's that bullshit. But it's the holiday season.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let go. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what needs to be done with Tuberville, but I'm off that shit. Things find people. You know what? It's good because this is right on time for the holidays. These military folks, and they're gonna get some back pay.
Yeah.
Get them to have a good Christmas and be able to, buy some shit that they couldn't before because they was getting paid.
Well, yeah, facts. And and being that it's holiday season, people gonna spend bread anyways. People gonna find ways to spend money. And there are plenty of reports that are showing projections that there will be an uptick in spending this year in particular. So holiday spending, people like to spend money in holidays. It also is an excuse to spend money that you probably either don't have. Yeah, you probably don't really have the money to do it, but you got credit cards, so you're gonna do it anyways. Or for the people who are smart, they plan throughout the year to like, hey, I got a budget.
That's
I'm
what
gonna
I
stick
did.
to that, right?
That's why I kind of did that. Like throughout the year, I'll get stuff, what I mean, here and there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'll be like, and I'll stash it if you got storage space for it. You know what I mean? Then
Yeah, for sure. But there are some metrics here. I've been reading. So Gallup News have quite a few. I mean, there's a bunch of different places you can go to, but Gallup News specifically put out some metrics about like the expected the spending that's been going on and the expectations for specifically like this, Christmas, New Year's, and this whole holiday season. So Americans specifically will be spending on average. The approximation is like $975 on gifts. For the average person to spend $975, that's not a small amount of money. That's a little bit of spending. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of okay. Basically a ban. Like it's an expectation that people are going to shell out at least like $975.
How much was it?
$975.
Okay, so
it's actually an even sharper increase in spending from last year. I think it was like around like 80. What was it like 80 something, like something like in the lower 800s last year, and now as far as the average people are going to spend on gifts, and now it's $975. And also the largest increase of the spending is happening within the middle income households and younger adults. So it's a bunch of y'all just trying to like go out and buy Gucci belts and but
hey,
and not here trying to stunt. So
but the thing is, I mean, they're buying it for other people.
Yeah, but you're buying for the people. Yeah. So it's like it's a bunch
of y'all. It could be them buying for themselves in the holiday parties.
Yeah, let's keep it a stack. Especially those white elephant parties and all that stuff.
Like parties, y'all trying to do too much.
Yeah.
They're like, you got a white elephant party and the minimum is $500.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
You're doing a bit.
Yeah, y'all doing a lot. So it's understandable. And that's essentially the numbers. Even like I'm looking at the age here. For example, one of the interesting things that I saw here was expected spending has also increased more among women, up by $137. Or are we surprised there? And than men. For men, it's up $43. For women, it's up $137. For men, it's up $43.
Bro, I don't know how these women could like be that separate from us. Cause I be seeing these dudes like on all these stuff like.
Oh yeah,
they be into this fashion joint.
They doing it for the women though. They trying to attract women.
Okay, but I think the numbers would be like, I thought the numbers would be a little.
You would think it'd be closer, right? Yeah, you think it'd be closer.
It'd be tighter.
But legit. Yeah.
I went somebody the other day. Where did I go?
Yeah.
I went to North Carolina.
Okay.
to North
Okay.
Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
This was some months ago to a
Yeah.
concert,
Yeah.
right? Dogs, these had to be some of the best dressed men I've seen, like accumulated in one spot, dog. Like, oh, this is a rap concert. Dog, these boys in North Carolina.
Trying to go,
Oh,
going
these
crazy.
niggas was stunting.
Yeah, they
Going
going
on.
crazy.
I was like, what?
Yep.
Like,
Going crazy.
I came to a concert and a fucking fashion show broke out.
Yeah.
Every nigga had some shit on that was like,
that's how that's what it is.
Dog. Like,
that's what it is now. Yeah.
And so I'm like, dude, I think these dudes be putting some money into their clothes now.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
It's not just no jewelry. It's not even no jewelry. It's like they clothes.
Yeah, they really be like methodically putting things together for real. For real. It really be like that. So we see y'all out here stunting, and I'm just reporting all this. And ultimately, I even brought this up, this whole holiday spending, because to round it off, to conclude it, is me. I'm doing the opposite, man. I'm saving my money. I'm saving my money because I have quite a few expenses that are due in January, and I need to be smart about my money and my budgeting. Like quite a few expenses that's going to cost quite a bit. So I'm chilling. So I'm just saying, y'all do what y'all do, but don't go too crazy out there. But of course,
you're gonna be adding to the numbers, the Black Friday numbers.
Nah, man, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna add to it. Nah, like there will be other ones, so it's all good. But that's my report on the holiday spending. What you
all
got?
Right, so Jeff rests his defense.
Yeah.
And in that, the prosecutors also rested in the Jonathan Majors case. And by the way, to remind you, John, he's being charged with, listen to all this, charged with assault in the 3rd degree with intent to cause physical injury, assault in the 3rd degree, recklessly causing physical injury, aggravated harassment in the 2nd degree, and harassment in the 2nd degree. Yo, that's a lot of fucking charges.
That is a lot of charges.
Jonathan Majors, right? And it was like, we talked about this, dog. We've been fucking throwing back and calling back on this one for so long now.
Yep.
But they, the trial has happened, and he's been charged. He could face up to a year. I mean, he's facing up to a year. But a couple of things that was really squirrely towards the end. During her closing statement, prosecutor Kelly Galloway argued that Grace Jabari had long tried to protect Majors from any legal or career repercussions, and as a result, did not go to authorities or seek medical attention when he was allegedly violent towards her during their relationship. So there are some text messages that came out where he's kind of like trying to convince her not to go to the hospital for stuff. Like, this is some old text messages.
Oh, man.
Right? And she was reply back to him like, hey, don't worry, I won't tell him, you had anything to do with it. But she wasn't saying specifically, well, nobody saying specific, but they showed this as evidence.
Yeah.
Text messages, right? And he was like, kind of like, just please don't, don't ruin me or something, like some shit like that. It's just like, and then she was like, I got you, I would never put you in whatever, right?
Oh, bro, my goodness.
He threatened to kill himself. He's like, if you do it, I'm gonna kill myself. So she was like, these is in text messages.
That's crazy, bro. Y'all gotta chill on the text messages. Yo,
they be snitching on themselves.
They really do. They really do, bro. Y'all gotta chill, bro. Oh my goodness.
So that came out, right?
Wow.
And that looks freaking wild, right?
Yeah, that looks pretty bad.
But to be accurate, that ain't got nothing to do with this trial. I guess the one thing it might have to do with it is that it's a kind of character building.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. It's more
portray a character of a person.
Like they're trying to build a case, pretty much, from those pieces of evidence.
But on like the last day, we see a footage was released.
And I saw.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw.
Footage was released and of the night in question. Because this is what you're arrested for. On the question, this is what you did. This will happen. And Buddy was trying to get up out of there.
Yeah, he definitely was.
Buddy was trying to get up out of there. You telling me that you telling me that he in that instance did all these things he's being accused of doing in that footage there?
Yeah, so
it's given a lot. Now, plus they also, mind you, they have the driver testimony. Real time, real person.
Yeah.
Plus you have the security footage. The driver's like, yo, he literally didn't do anything. It was her. She was aggressing at him, you know what I mean, whatever. And so like for him, as the driver, he was like, yo, he didn't do anything. But like, you're like, hey, dude, he's paying you. You know what I mean? So like you kind of have that incentive to kind of like go on your behalf kind of thing. Right. And so there's that conflict. But you have the footage and you have the testimony. And so that brother looked like he was a brother running for his life. He looked like he was running for life. When I say he was running for his life, all right, I'm finna go a little bit long here. He said he was running for his life. He saw flashing before his eyes all the shit that's happening in terms of his deals getting canceled, in terms of his endorsements getting canceled, in terms of his future projects, you know what I mean, trying to get even the EGOT that he is probably thinking about 15 years from now or some shit like that. He was seeing all of that shit. Whatever life he has built up for himself up to this point, and my dude was about to blow up. He had 3 major pictures in the theaters at one time. In one weekend, you could go see 3 different. You could have a trilogy, completely different characters.
Yeah.
He saw his meteoric rise happening, and he inside that car. He was like, "I am in some shit. This is about to go down, and like." Nobody's gonna believe my side of this shit. I need to get the fuck out of here. That's somebody that saw a fire and
trying to get up out of there for real.
Out of there.
Yeah.
So the footage shows him kind of like getting out the car, and she's kind of walking after him, and she holds him at one point. He's like, "Get off me." I mean, did she sustain a broken finger from all of that, or aggravated assault from that? From get off me, and immediately runs that away. I'm surprised they somebody didn't think like he stole her purse or something.
Yeah.
Why is this white lady chasing this black guy?
That looks kind of crazy.
I'm like, oh, clearly this nigga stole her back.
Wow. I can definitely see that being a story. I can definitely see somebody making that up.
Chasing this dude is hauling ass.
He's booking it. I can definitely see that being a story for sure.
That boy's trying to get up out of there.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you like this. Yo, I got a challenge. Okay, their relationship clearly looked like it was a troubled relationship.
Yeah.
I know there was a whole thing about him. Maybe he telling her to be more like Michelle Obama or Oprah or something like that. A white lady, Jabari, Grace Jabari.
Yeah.
I just hit my mic there, but like, so there was something going on with the thing there, and that happens to people that when they become stars and stuff like that, you know, they get weird.
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
But at the end of the day, I think he's gonna be acquitted of this stuff because the night in question. You know what I mean? He's trying to
the night in question is what the case is about. I don't
encourage people to be like Jonathan Majors because he's gonna have some issues here, and he already has.
Absolutely.
It looks like he has some other issues going on where he might need some therapy. So again, another shout out to therapy. Get that. And so, but I encourage.
And his name has already been tarnished at this point too. So
his name is tarnished. You know, he's at the bottom. He's gonna have to climb up again.
Yeah.
You know, maybe he's gonna be in the next like I don't know, Black Christmas movie or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
Like,
yeah.
And he has to climb his way back up there or something like that. But I encourage folks to do what he did though. Don't be like him, but do what that nigga did. Yeah. My guys, my men out there, okay? I'm talking to you. there is there, bro. Just get up out of there if you can.
Yeah, it ain't worth it.
Sometimes it ain't worth it, man. Get out of there, and I understand you can be in a spot, but you gotta run for your fucking life, dog. Like you work too hard for the shit that you got right now. Where you at now?
Yep.
You've been through a lot already. And like his life and all his work that he did and all his projection, how great he could be.
Yeah.
Flash before his eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm challenging you to like take up on that example and don't laying your hands on a fucking woman. Just like don't do it. Don't do it. Even if she's the aggressor, get the fuck up out of there.
Yeah.
You don't work too hard for this shit.
Yeah.
Off of some moving off of emotion type shit.
Yeah.
You think you big and bad because you a dude, you got the weight and the height on it. So like you want to freaking snuff shorty. Yeah. You know what I mean? To like put her in some domineering or you're the dominant, whatever, put her in her place. Dog, and all that shit is gone. These football players, dog, this NFL shit with these, they made it to NFL.
Bro, it's every bro. It seems like it happens every year, bro, every season, bro. It's always in the football player.
You know how many tour days you done ran, my
God? But that's a lot of work you put into that sport, and only to get that joint. Yeah.
To let some shorty like get you to that place. You about to like put hands on her or something like that.
Yeah, and he's like you jeopardize your whole career.
Yeah.
In lighter news, the in-season tournament, it ended. Championship was on December 9th. And guess who won? The Lakers won.
So if a tournament happens in the woods and nobody's there to watch it,
right? Did it really happen? Right? So this is what, and I'm gonna try to get through this pretty quickly. This is what makes it funny, right? Because it's kind of like it's one of those things where it's like, okay, people don't really care too much about it because it's like, okay, it's LeBron, he won. But if LeBron would have lost that bid, he would have got railroaded.
Nah, man. I think if you would have lost.
Nah, man, they would have railroaded him.
I think if he would have lost the championship game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But if he lost in a previous round or something like that, it'll be like,
no, it wouldn't have. No, it's the championship game. Like if he would have lost that, he would have got crucified. He would have got crucified. But because he went there, like, all right, they should have won. They had LeBron and AD. It's like,
was it King?
The Pacers. It was the Pacers. Pacers, yeah. Yeah.
Pacers
so
Pacers might not even make the playoffs.
No cap. And this is
my boy Goo.
And this is the funny thing about it, right? Because it's like, does it really even matter? Like, and this is questions.
The Pacers.
And that's the thing, right? Because they're like the Pacers and the Lakers. Come on, bro. Like, so it's like, so it's also this, right? It's also this, right? Because it's kind of like we all seen the video with LeBron in the locker room. They popping champagne. Like, come on, bro. Yeah. Let's not like. So people are just like OD about it, right? And it's like, come on, man. That's doing too much, bro. This is just an in-season tournament. And
tournament, dog, what's the point of that, dog?
Yeah, but this is the
LeBron got that video. Hey, the champagne over here.
It's like,
oh, actually, you ain't never do one of these.
Yeah.
One of these. Nobody has done one of these.
Nobody. Yeah, exactly. This is inaugural. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's like, and that's another thing, right? Too, right? I was gonna mention. It's kind of like, okay, it's the first one. It's the inaugural one. So, and LeBron's take was on. That was kind of his take on it too. He's like, hey, it's the first of something that could be big. And honestly,
that shit is not gonna be around in 7 years.
No, listen. I think that actually, that might be capped because it did encourage, because you also have to remember there was 500,000 at the end of it, right? Them boys got listen, 500,000.
But is the audience finna tune in?
It is
gonna be appointment television, because that's
what
they need.
Yes, and I'm gonna explain why.
The dunk contest, but look, what time is it on? You know what I mean?
Okay.
You gonna do that with the in-season tournament?
But that's the same effect though, because Tyrese Halliburton, right? Basically he's a star. He became a star. This in-season tournament has given him, like, has propelled him into stardom, right?
Okay.
This is the thing. The kind of basketball that we saw, the level of competitive basketball that we saw during this period made people tune in. Like, you can actually see metrics that the views actually increased significantly because the kind of basketball we were seeing, like, oh, these boys really going at it. AD AD put 41 points, 20 boards, and five assists and 4 blocks. When have we ever seen AD play like that during this time of the season? Bro, AD is playing like and that's the thing. Bro, if AD can play like that during this time of the season.
What was the numbers?
He had 41 and 20. 41 points, 20 rebounds.
20 boards.
20 boards, 5 assists, and 4 blocks, man. AD, during this time of the year, you don't see that. You don't see it. Like, so you got guys hooping, like really, really hooping. Tyrese Halliburton, he was hooping like crazy. But in the final, he had 20 and 11, 20 points and 11 rebounds, which is like, okay, whatever. He had like, I think like 1 or 2 assists, which was kind of weird. But throughout the in-season tournament, he was getting buckets. And LeBron had 24, 11, and 4, right? So like you saw basketball, like you literally saw, and this is the mindset that I see where the NBA owners and the actual Adam Silva and those guys, you can kind of see the logic behind it because you saw the numbers going up and you were able to see playoff basketball prior to even the midseason break with the All-Star break and all that, right? So that's gonna draw in more views because you're seeing a higher, and I guess I keep repeating this, but because of that, right? Because of the numbers and the metrics, this is something that's gonna keep happening for a bit. Like if we're seeing this type of level of basketball this early in the season, you're gonna keep seeing this IST, bro. Okay, and that 500 bands.
If we see the 500 bands is good especially for the bench players.
Yeah, the guys who are like a 2-way contracts and all that. Yep.
But also, I mean, maybe because I mean it is still a game that counts. Yeah,
because it all counts towards your season.
Record.
Yep.
I would ask you this: what was AD's average for tournament games?
For the tournament game,
you might not know this right now, but that's
something
we'll put in the future to figure out what the tournament average was.
Yeah, I got to look at those
numbers. Did he just have a random ass game that he would have in the middle of the season, anyways? Like it could be, early in the season, middle season. Like
not a game like this, but
if he puts up, if he's average, but one game,
yeah,
AD ain't good for one game like that. You telling me?
He's just Mr. Unpredictable, and he's Mr. Glasshouse. That's the problem.
Game. But if you're telling me.
But his effort was just, you can tell his effort, because you can tell with body language, right? Like his effort was completely different.
So you said that was his numbers for the final game?
For the final game, yeah.
For the final game. Okay.
For the final game. So why wasn't he cooking like that throughout? Because he wasn't cooking like that throughout. I mean, he was playing pretty well, but that there was a clear difference between his effort in the final. Then that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. And why is that?
But AD to specifically do that in that game. Like I can understand he has a random game, but that game being the tournament game to win the tournament,
right? Like, if you watch the games and you watch that game, you see a clear difference.
Okay, fine. I'll give you grace. The only game that matters is the fucking championship game, which doesn't count for the season, by the way.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why it's kind of like, do we really care?
What are we doing? Because we're still not watching. And then he made the courts all nasty, man.
Yeah, and made the courts all weird. But as far as human behavior, it worked. It worked. People tuned in. People tuned in. A lot more people tuned in. It was exciting basketball, and it worked. And it brought in a lot. And when it comes to that, there's profits to be had. So with that being said, man, that the IST was pretty exciting basketball. And it helped with the numbers. But in more stranger news, so the Oklahoma governor, this guy. So I just wanted to mention something real quick. He's really following what a lot of these other red states are doing with some of these banning of DEI, right? Diversity, equity, and inclusion. But I know you want to say something on it. Go ahead.
Which is still sports related.
Yeah.
Is that, bro, if you a college student, because he's doing this,
yes,
he's eliminating DEI.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of DEI initiatives all in all public colleges.
And the reason why that's crazy. And just before you go forward, and the reason why it's also relevant to obviously sports like Darwin is mentioning is because the NCAA have to abide by these same laws and the same regulations, right? As far as DEI, same standards. Go ahead.
Per state.
Yep.
And so now you're a college student. Let's say you're black. Let's say you're brown. Let's say you're Asian, right? And so or Latino, and like you're coming to these schools, and it ends up being just like the PWI that of old.
Yeah.
Of old. Just like the whole thing of like just the reason of having diversity and inclusion is so that like we have more professors that look like us. You know what I mean? Because that way we could if your goal is education, you want to make an environment as amenable to that.
Yeah.
Right? So professors that look like me, it makes me retain information, but it makes me be able to relate to them when they have a study that they got going on, or they have like, you know what I mean, if I have my my dissertation I'm working on, or somebody, they can help me connect. I could connect with them in that particular way. Or if if I'm a troubled student, you know what I mean, maybe having somebody from the Black community, if I'm a Black kid, you know what I mean, that like could be like, if I'm in academic counseling, you know what I mean, and advisorship, you know, and that could like, you know, put things in perspective for me, kind of thing. Or if I have an advocate that could be there to get me a scholarship to come to the school, because just because they know to even look out for people that look like me. Like, bro, there's so much good and that's what it's all about. And also, by the way, in the stuff that we study, let's study stuff that, guess what, gives us a more well-rounded education. Let's get some Black authors in here. Let's get some East Asian lecturers to come in. You know, let's get us. You have a diversified student body that helps for the overall education of the student.
Yeah, and a more well-rounded experience as a college student.
Well-rounded experience.
Yep.
We've been talking about this HBCU versus
PWI. PWI. Yep. Yep.
They've been telling y'all that they not talking about Black shit. Let me talk to my Black people out there. They've been telling y'all they're not talking about Black. You see what they did in Florida? They don't want us talking about Black shit. They're telling you this. And I get it. You know, Oklahoma is one of these perennial institutions, or not, you know what I mean, Power 5 joints, right? You know, and so want to go to these type of schools so that you can get your notoriety. So that
they have the resources, they have the visibility, training.
You know, you got places where like their training, their locker room is $5 million, $10 million locker rooms.
Yeah, some of these locker rooms are better than NFL stadiums.
But then you have these HBCUs who their entire school's endowment is 10K. 10
like 10 mil or something like that.
Mil.
Yeah.
10 mil, probably 10 billion. Man, I'm talking about billion.
Nah, HBCU's billion. Maybe.
10 million. Oh my Jesus.
I mean, I ain't gonna. I'm citing a little bit. Like I'm definitely like.
Anyway, man, these numbers
are definitely glazing over it, but like it's like a tenth of some of these.
Yeah, they're like they're legit, like freaking their locker rooms can pay for like the tuition of everybody on your campus, right?
It's a fact. It's a fact.
This is their locker room, dog.
It's a fact. Yeah, the locker room is crazy. And like so I went to PWI, right? I went to University of Florida. We know University of Florida is big time football, SEC. The locker rooms are ridiculous. I've physically been in there. It is absurd.
I get it. You want to go to those kind of research, but guess what? They're not fucking with y'all Black shit. You know what I mean? You gonna go there and you just gonna get straight up whitewash history of all of that shit. So you know what I mean? But like, damn. But you know when they say if you build it, Field of Dreams, that movie Field of Dreams, you build it, they will come, kind of thing. You know what I mean? You go to HBCUs, you make them pop in. Deion Sanders did it. He brought some notoriety to it. You know what I mean? He moved on back to his PWI kind of thing. But guess what? You know what I mean? Y'all got eyeballs on y'all now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people can go there. Students, you know, these 5-star recruits can go there and
this
schools up.
This is the interesting thing about Colorado. Colorado is a pretty diverse area though. People sleep on Boulder.
Yeah,
like
but
that,
nobody thinking about no goddamn Colorado.
But nobody, but Colorado is a PWI though. It is a PWI, but it is more diverse than most
PWI that would be diverse. Colorado, you think Colorado? I don't think.
No, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised because I know this because professionally I work with folks who actually live in Colorado Springs. Like it's actually much more diverse than people know. But it is. Like Darwin said, it is predominantly still a PWI. It is what it is. Like, I'm not capping. I'm not going to cap about that. So last thing we want to kind of address is, what's up with your man's Draymond, bro? This guy is out of control, bro. Like, if anyone has, even if you're not even following sports, you might even see it on CNN or Fox News or whatever. Your man Draymond is, there's something, he is unstable.
Something's wrong with
him. something legit is wrong with him. I don't know if he's going through something or something happened or listen, there's something going on with him. Your boy he has a mental instability. Like, there's one thing to have anger management problems, but like
of stuff that I forgot he
bro,
did.
he has a highlight reel of like doing wild stuff on the court, bro. Like, so just a couple quick things I want to mention. He's been, as far as his career, he's been suspended 6 times, right?
Is he the most suspended player in NBA history?
That's a very good question. I would say probably Dennis Rodman is up there, or like Charles Oakley, some of those guys.
6?
But like he's been
length of time. That's what I want.
Maybe length of time. And definitely with this last one with Yusuf Nurkic from the Suns. So let me kind of go down this as quickly as I can. So he's had 6 career suspensions.
Fire!
Right? This man did it, bro. So June 2016, right? He had an altercation with LeBron, right? On the court, just wilding, like being extra emotional. He got suspended 1 game for that. November 2018, he got suspended for conduct detrimental to the team. The conduct that happened that caused
was that who you filed on? What you call it?
No. That was a separate one. That's a separate one. This other joint, conduct detrimental to the team. This is November 2018. The joint where he filed on his teammate Jordan Poole, that was earlier this year, right? Earlier this year.
That was this year.
That was earlier this year.
Was that last season? No, it was last season.
Yeah, it was last. So it was.
I think Poole got traded. Oh,
yeah.
This year?
Yeah, I think it was this year though. It happened
early, like maybe February or something.
Yeah. I think it was this year. I can't remember exactly, but it feels like it was this year. But November 2018, right? The conduct that he was suspended for that was detrimental to the team. He had an altercation with his teammate with Kevin Durant when Kevin Durant was at the Warriors, right? So when they say conduct detrimental, that means they probably got into a squabble. They probably squabbled a little bit. That's probably what happened. But you know, Draymond is not better than KD, so of course Draymond.
But also KD is pretty large as well. Not
like
he didn't fold like freaking Jordan. Was it Jordan Poole?
That Jordan Poole, yeah. KD's 7-footer, like
he little guy.
Yeah,
compared to Draymond Green.
Yeah,
so crazy because Draymond Green looks like a little guy on the court. Not a little guy, but
but Draymond is he's 6'7", 6'8". He's not a small dude. Huge. Yeah.
Like you don't even freaking think about it when you look at because everybody else is freaking 6'8", 7 foot.
Yeah, they look. Yeah, you'd be surprised. Yeah. So March 2023, he recorded his 16th technical of the season. 16. So and after you get 16 technicals in the season, that was in March 2023. Yes. Okay. So the next few I'm about to mention all happened this year. Right. So March 2023, he got his 16th technical for the season, which was last season, but it happened March 2023. Okay. So after 16 technicals, you get you start to lose, you start to get suspended from games, right? Got suspended for a game, right? After the 16th technical, right? April 2023, he had that Sabonis altercation. You remember? You probably seen this on social media where he stepped on a guy's chest.
Stepped on the chest.
Yeah.
It looked like he tried to play it off. We all see that.
We all see that, bro. Like it's other options you're taking.
You didn't escape it by nobody. You know what thing that make me say that he got a problem because he's also got a podcast, right? And he also does a lot of interviews and stuff. And he said recently that he apologized to dude the other day. What's his name?
Nurkic. Yusuf Nurkic.
He apologized to Nurkic because he didn't mean to do that.
That's cap.
But he says the things that he does mean to do, he doesn't apologize for.
Sure.
And for him to think that he think we dumb.
Yeah.
He think we believe him when he says he didn't mean to do that to Nurkic. Yeah. Nigga, the wind up though,
bro.
You didn't mean to do that. It was an accident. You were just like he said he was like trying to sell a call.
Yeah.
Nigga, you went through it. You didn't.
Bro.
You went to.
It was. Bro. It's the spinning move. It's the whole spinning move, bro. So
Draymond needs help.
Yeah. So Draymond definitely needs help. I mean, like
actually, let me ask you this though. It says he's suspended indefinitely. What does that mean? Is he done for the season?
Okay, so I'm gonna get to that. So after the Sabonis altercation, this November 2023, you remember the Gobert altercation when he put the that happened.
Wanna go night?
That one actually happened. It happened last month. It happened November. This is all happening in 2023,
can't
bro.
keep getting away with
Bro.
it.
And then now bring us to Nurkic. Yes. So Joe Dumars was like, yeah, he's suspended indefinitely. And when that term is thrown around, there's an expectation of at least 20 games. And if it's more than 20 games, apparently
like solid.
Yeah, there's no solid like defined time, which is kind of gives the NBA to do whatever they want. So it's a little annoying. But that's just what it is.
Well,
but there's some numbers
here. It might be legit because there's conditions, I think, right? There's conditions he has to meet.
Yeah, there's conditions he has to meet, certain therapy and counseling sessions.
Those conditions that could give him some wiggle room to be like, okay, 15 days or okay.
Yeah, I mean, so the interesting thing about that is there are some numbers that's attached to this indefinite suspension. Draymond will be docked 153,941 per game if his suspension is fewer than 20 games, and 202,922 per game if it's more than 20 games. So if you lose, he's gonna lose a lot of money.
Incentive not to do some Draymond shit. Bro.
Yeah. So
what freaking Jonathan Majors did, run the other way.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
You don't gotta resort to violence.
So basically, it's kind of. I mean, Draymond is gonna lose a lot of money anyways, but it's in his hands to kind of like limit the amount of money he loses. So if he does whatever he needs to do within this next 20 games, then he can it can just be that. Like, it can just be 20 games. But if he's like not doing it in a timely fashion, then he stands to lose much more money. So basically, the conclusion in the matter is Draymond Green is, I would like to call him a cornball, but I think, because I feel like he is. However, I think that there might be some actual mental instability there. So I'm gonna try to hold back on not calling him a cornball, even though I feel that way, and even though I've described it a couple of times in the past 10 seconds. But it is what it is.
Can't help but cornball. That's what I heard.
But I do think because it's come on, bro. And also based on what you just said, like things that he's done that he intended on doing, he apologized for. So, but I will say that I do think there's something there. I think there's something there. So I hope he gets the help that he definitely needs.
What up, fam? It's Darwin, the guy that was just talking. First off, thanks for watching and supporting the show. But I gotta give y'all some homework. Your challenge, if you choose to accept it, is to interact with the show. That means 1, hitting that like button, because I know you like our stuff. 2, make sure you subscribe so we can swim our way up your timeline whenever we drop new content. The third thing, please share the channel with your friends. Maybe they'll learn a thing about a thing or two. Oh, last thing, we're over here talking about what y'all talking about. So go ahead and carry that conversation on into the comments. We be up in there too.
So Challenge Day wouldn't be Challenge Day without challenges of our own. And with that being said, Darwin, would you like to start us off with a challenge that you've been able to address?
I guess I'm up. I came across this article. I came across a random article. I'll just be on one stuff. So it says hackers, this is from CNN Business. Hackers assess profiles of nearly 7 million 23andMe customers. This was written December 5th, right? So this is 17. Okay, so December 5th. 23andMe, y'all know those DNA testing joints, right? So what happened? A hacker or hackers have assessed nearly 7 million profiles of 23andMe customers, a spokesperson for the genetic testing firm told CNN on Tuesday, including in some cases users' ancestry reports, zip codes, and birth years. That's a lot. Damn, son, we gave them every. Okay.
Basically, that's
hold on. Oh God, a Friday filing from 23andMe to the Securities Exchange Commission, the SEC, said that about 0.1% of the company's user accounts, or roughly 14,000, had their accounts breached by hackers. Okay, that's a lot of people, but wait, there's more. 23andMe is standing by that number, but is also now telling reporters that the hackers were able to assess some 5.5 million profiles.
It's a lot more than 14,000.
That use a company feature, this other tiny sidearm feature called DNA relatives.
Backdoor. That's classic hacking 101. It's you find a vulnerability, You find a backdoor
No,
vulnerability.
they thought
and
they
use that
had
point.
14K.
Yeah.
Nigga, we been got insurance for that. We good.
Yeah.
We could take a 14K loss in terms of people's data, whatever. Relative that allows users to find a genetic relative. So like this 23andMe feature that you as a customer, you can like find people. This is how people find themselves related to like, oh snap, I'm related to you know, like freaking Idris Elba or something like that. Or I'm related to King Charles. You know what I mean? This, you know, so the people, because their DNA matching and your DNA match, they have so many chromosomes, they're just like, yo, y'all related. Y'all probably like 4 or 5 cousins removed kind of thing. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's how they end up build their web, and end up being 5.5 million profiles. Assessed a subset of family tree. Tree information on 1.4 million DNA relative profiles. And 23andMe spokesperson said this in the email statement. Okay. So what happened was I got an email back in October from 23andMe because I did it. I did the thing. I did the thing.
Oh my goodness.
Did the thing.
That's why I never did this. That's why I never do these type of things.
God, dear Darwin, we want to provide you with an important update and recommend actions. Oh no!
It's too late now.
It's too late now. I didn't read this at the time.
Yeah.
That was back in October. I was already got by then.
Yeah,
really.
yeah, pretty much.
Like, I didn't even find out about this until December because I was like, didn't I get an email about this? Oh my God. Okay, so they say, we recently learned that certain profile information which a customer creates and chooses to share with their genetic relatives in the DNA relatives feature, right, was assessed from individual 23andMe accounts. So somebody got into these accounts and they assessed that information. This was done without the account user's authorization. Okay, thank you for not making me liable for the shit. We did not have any indication at the time that there has been a data security incident within our system, or that 23andMe was the source of the account credentials used in these attacks.
By the time you figure out, so just to give you all a little bit of game, by the time you figure out, by the time and a breach has even been discovered in your network, in your system, the damage has already been done. It's already been done.
It's gone.
It's already been done
yesterday, dog.
Yeah, like, they're called 0 days.
Wow. And so to round this off, while our investigation is ongoing at this time, we believe the threat actor was able to assess certain accounts in instances where users employed identical login credentials.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's that is usernames and passwords that were used on 23andme.com were the same as those used on other websites that had been previously compromised or otherwise available. If we learn that your data has been assessed without your authorization, we will contact you separately with more information. Well, I haven't been contacted separately yet, but I might need to go scrub my email again just in case, right? And so I saw this. It's like, okay, wait a minute. That took me for a little bit of loop. Like, how did they what now? And they got to my account because they did the what? So I had to look this up. It's called credential stuffing. This is a form of hacking. Well, what turns out, and so this is a long way for me to get to my challenge, right? Is that turns out what they do is, because people like you and me, we live in a microwave generation. So what do? We use the same screen name, same sign-in name for this website that we do for that website. And guess what? We go through like 1,000 websites. You can't remember unique passwords for all of them. Yeah. So what do?
And hackers count on that.
We use the same password. Yep. This one and that one. Now maybe I go to 7 websites, and maybe I might use the same exact one because some other website might require more letters, some other one might require caps.
Yeah, there's different
some other
password
ones,
things,
some other
password
different.
types,
So maybe
password
out of
requirements.
like the 7, 4 of them require unique ones, completely unique.
Yeah.
But there's 3 that are identical.
Yes.
Probably identical. From hey, use your email as your. You're gonna use the same fucking email.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then they say just use whatever password.
Yep.
Right. And so this is why we need third-party authentication. This is why we need that. The third-party authentication.
It's the MFA.
You know, when
it's
they
the
send you the
multi-factor
text message
authentication.
and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me now.
It's MFA is what it's typically called.
Multi-factor Multi-factor. Oh, when I say third-party authentication,
you said third party. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
you
It's
probably
okay.
don't wanna do that either.
I'm not judging.
Can't
I'm not judging.
This shit is too complicated, dog. This is crazy, dog. There's too many. Oh, damn, dog. This is my challenge, man. I gotta like fucking do something. I gotta change my passwords because I mean I don't have the email. They didn't send me an email to be like, we'll follow up with you, but like, oh damn, son. I need to hey dog, they finna clone my ass, dog. Like they clone Tyrone, dog. They got all my data, dog. My DNA. They got my people's DNA too.
Yeah, but they're gonna have a clone of you in like some cryotubes like they have in Foundation. If you ever seen that show Foundation, man, they're gonna have you downstairs in the basement with a bunch of cryotubes.
Dope show.
Yeah.
Dope show.
Yep.
Yeah, go check that bit out. But then, like, even if they don't clone like me specifically, which they got my DNA.
I just the only thing is getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand.
But they at least got my virtual. They got my virtual info, dog. They could they could clone me like with the AI and all that shit that's going on.
Yeah,
they could fucking clone my like online presence or some shit, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so I gotta change a bunch of passwords. That's my long
list.
I got a bunch of passwords to change, dog. All right. Jeff, can you top that one?
I don't know if I can top that one because we're all, man, identity theft is almost a thing of like, it's not a matter of how or when it's more of a matter of when it's going to happen.
It's so many passwords.
Oh, yeah, identity theft.
And the Navy had a huge breach years ago.
Absolutely.
I have a lifetime.
Military is always an attack when he
I have a lifetime of free subscription now to identity monitoring thing.
Yeah.
Because the Navy's paying for it because they fucked up.
Yeah. It's crazy.
They won't stop.
It is what it is, bro. And these are the type of things that causes stress, right? Undue stress, right?
I'm stressed.
Which is my challenge, right?
Stress, dog.
My challenge is managing stress, right? And it can come from anywhere. We all understand that stress is a thing, that stress is a silent killer. There are 2 things that I wanted to mention specifically just to kind of give some of you guys either a refresher or some of you folks that don't really understand stress and how bad it is for real. So I'm at this article that references some data, but really more of like an analysis or synopsis from NIH, right? And it's really 2 types of stress. It's acute stress and chronic stress. Some folks who are hip on it understand, they know these terms already. But for just the viewers that don't really have an understanding, acute stress is usually like the short-lived.
What you stressed about, man?
So I'm gonna get to it. So the acute stress is the short-lived ones, right? So like, more of like some things like a deadline that you gotta face or something like that, or some like your tire blew out or something like that. You on the road, it's kind of like, man, I was on my way to like an appointment or whatever, and I gotta get that done. And typically like acute stresses are things that
on that card, man. I had to
you know what I'm saying? So it's like those things that, once it's over, it's short-lived, and once it's over, once you're able to resolve it, then that stress is not there anymore. But if you have the more dangerous one, right? Like the chronic stresses, right? The things that cause long-term, a long period of stress, which is the most harmful ones, right? So like it can be from like a change in a life event, right? A divorce or something like that, or if a person has a business that just completely plummets, right? Something a business you probably been working on for like 10,
only get accepted into Oklahoma State University,
right? You know what I'm saying? Like
school that accepted you,
right? You know what I'm saying? Or like if it's poverty or something like that, like he's living in ongoing poverty dysfunctional families. Like these are like long-term things that can cause stress over long periods of time. That's the most harmful one, right? Those are the ones that you wanna be mindful of, right? And some of the effects of these type of stress, some of the effects bodily, physically, mentally, that could happen is cardiovascular. There's gonna be some deficiencies there. Respiratory, your sleep can be affected, your immune system can be affected, your reproductive system can be affected. Just all these things stress can affect all these things, right? Which is why, again, it's called a silent killer. Now, why am I saying all of this, right? What has caused me stress as of late, is my dog, Danny, right? And anyone who's
by the way, let's put a pin in that one.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, because I know because Darwin also has some stories with his dog, so I already know where you're going with that. But like anyone who owns dogs, right? It is not for the faint of heart. We all know with dogs are like they're like babies. They really are. So, and honestly, it's
they are.
It's
so cute and fluffy.
Yeah, they're so affectionate. Like you just love dogs, right? Because there is like this attachment this bond that you have with dogs. This attachment. They act like humans in so many ways. Human babies. They're human babies, like human babies in so many ways. And there is like this undying loyalty that they have that people just love, because it's kind of like there are people who are like, it's like, I mean, like I have, let me say this. A lot of dogs are used as emotional support animals, right? There's a reason why. Because there's a loyalty there, but they're also very sensitive to emotions. They can, sense, they can smell pheromones and all these different things. Like they can even tell you when a woman is pregnant, all this different stuff. Like dogs are really fascinating.
Sniff
like
out cocaine.
Sniff out yeah, dogs are very fascinating. Like the abilities that they have is insane when it comes to their scent. Right. And just like their knowing of like just their hyper awareness of like of what goes on.
What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah. They just have like a ridiculous talent in that. But like with Danny specifically, right? So he wasn't feeling well. He was having like some stomach pain. And I was like, so as soon as I kind of peeped him like behaving he wasn't behaving differently. But I understand, but there were times where like he would, and this wouldn't happen all the time. This would happen every once in a while, where he would actually go and potty, and go and poop. But like he'll yelp like real quick, and I'm like, what is that? It's kind of weird. But there are times where he'll poop and he does it, right? So I was like, that's strange. Okay. But then another time he'll yelp, but then another time he wouldn't. I'm like, this is a weird thing that's going on here.
Pooping?
Yeah, when he's pooping, yes. And there was like no blood in the stool and anything like that, right? Because I'm observing him, and I'm like, this is interesting. So then I was like, you know what? I need to take him to go see a vet, because I'm not understanding what's happening here, but there's something there.
Something's going
right?
on.
Yeah, something's going on. So I took him to the vet. And the vet, like the blood work and everything, they was like, Danny's actually he's actually cool. But there is, he did have like a little bit of like feeling like in his anal area where they had to do like the express stuff in the back or whatever. So he was like, but that's fine. That happens. You just get the express anal thing. I forgot. But this is the thing that
build up.
Yeah, this thing that build up, and he had to get that cleaned out. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I mean, I usually get that done anyways.
I think it's a gland or something like that.
Yeah. But she mentioned that, sometimes when these type of things happen, there could be something that he probably ate and swallowed, that's like stuck in his stomach, right? It's in his stomach somewhere, right?
So it moves in different
Yeah, it moves it. Yeah.
Sometimes it hurts, sometimes it don't.
And so yeah, exactly.
If it's something in the stomach.
If it is something in the stomach, right? But she also mentioned that it could also just be like some weird inflammation that he's having, like in his pancreas. And it's like the organs and all that are kind of like sensitive to the touch and all that. Because the vet was like, when she was kind of feeling his body, it was fine. But when she got to the stomach, there's a certain spot that she would feel that he would kind of yelp. And she said she did it one more time just to verify that was the case. And like, yeah, she touched it a little bit, and yeah, he yelped it again. And then she was like, she a bunch of different recommendations, like getting ultrasound and all these different things. But she also gave me medicine like antibiotics and all that, and inflammatory drugs as well, to like to see if it's just inflammation. Then obviously the drugs will
massaging their stomachs like that. These
be eating some. Yeah, they be eating some. And you know what's so crazy? Because like I've been watching Danny closely, right? Even like when I be out walking him, like, and I never really see him. Like, I don't even give him the opportunity. Like, he'll be sniffing around someplace, and I'll look at him, If I
Nah,
see
you get
if
too curious.
yeah, he get too curious. If I see just one, if I see his tongue move for a second, I'm snatching him away. Like I don't play that because I'm like no, because I don't because I be want to avoid this type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So like so I'll be watching him closely, and I think and it, and I haven't seen him eat anything that was weird or like or anything like that, right? So I haven't seen it personally, but I mean, but it's a possibility I could have
He wouldn't
missed
eat
it.
anything inside the house though, right? Like
No, like I'm very particular about like the food that I give him.
no, but I'm talking
And
about like if you like left a Lego piece on the ground.
oh
would you
yeah,
eat the Lego
no,
piece?
no, and that's another thing. I don't leave anything like that even on the ground for him to like. If anything even fall on the floor, I pick it up quickly and I clean the area. I don't even allow that stuff to happen, like because dogs are just curious like that. You know what I'm saying? They'll like look
Yeah,
at
but
it. They'll even lick it.
Lady would have never ate nothing.
Yeah, and Danny's not even really like that. Like he wouldn't just eat anything like
But
that,
I've
right?
heard some dogs. There'd be some stuff on the ground. If it could fit in my mouth,
Yeah,
I'm
they
eating
go.
it. I'm swallowing it.
Yeah. And Danny, I've never seen Danny behave that way. Where he'll see something on the floor, he'll sniff it, and he might even lick it. And that's even rare. But he doesn't like if it's just random stuff on the floor, he wouldn't he wouldn't do that. So that was yeah, he wouldn't do that. I've seen more of cats doing that. Cats would eat anything. But with Danny, like, yeah, he was, he's always been cool. So I was like, maybe there was a time that I probably missed that I maybe looked away or something like that. And he like quickly
You can't be 100%.
you know, I can't be 100%. So it is what it is. So so that's it. So of course with vet bills, they were telling me like, hey, we wanted to go see a specialist to go see the ultrasound. If ultrasound shows that yeah, you know how them bills run up. Ultrasound come back that he actually has something in there, then he has to obviously get go somewhere else to go get that extracted, and that's another bill. Usually those extractions be around like $500. This is addition to the ultrasound, which I think she said was like maybe like another $300-400 just for the ultrasound. And the bills just start to pile up, and I'm like, I'm hoping that I'm just saying all that to say that yeah, that's why it's causing me stress because it's financially unpredictable, and it's a running up of a bill that I did not have plans for at all. But at the same time, this is Danny. This is my like this is my dog. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna shell out the money. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna shell out the money, and so it kind of makes me feel some kind of way because it's like, dang man, Danny, I'm going. I'm going. I'm gonna get it right. But it's like, dang, but it's unplanned
Don't
expenses.
be eating no dumb shit, Danny.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Does anyone still believe in the American dream?
But like depends on what you mean by America. What's the American dream?
Yeah, that is true. I think that your perception of what attaining the American dream is predicated on what you think you can actually attain.
But like with the traditional
like white picket fence,
2 kids, house,
yeah,
car.
I think when you hear the term American dream, I think that was initially what people thought the American dream was, to attain that house, car, family, kids.
Check it out. Okay, Investopedia, the American dream now costs $3.4 million.
Sounds about right.
And they mention it here. So the classic American dream, including 2 kids, a house, a car, costs more than most make in a lifetime.
I think I saw some report that said each, like, having a kid is going to cost you $500,000. Like having a kid, raising them.
I've been wondering about this number.
Like $500,000 per kid or something. I don't
think people take into account that kind of shit. Like when they
don't.
Hey, I'm having a kid. Like it's some money. But what did it? So let me see this. Okay, so this Investopedia article, the key takeaways. They cost $3.455 million. So that's the estimated lifetime cost of common milestones, including marriage, 2 children, home, healthcare, cars, and education. The cost
that is absurd.
Yo, they got a whole.
They
got a whole chart. They got a whole game board here. Hold on, let me read this. We're gonna get to this game board. The cost of raising 2 children to the age of 18 is now estimated at over $500,000 to raise 2 kids.
Oh my God. I think it's more than that, I think.
The average lifetime cost of a home, including mortgage, with a 10% down payment and a 30-year fixed rate of 7.2. Duh. That's what y'all
They-
niggas finna be paying.
They did their homework.
Next
Investopedia
year.
did their homework.
Next year, bro. I can't imagine. Like, I'm so glad I already own, but it's tough out there if you are in the market.
But you know, low key though, I have a friend of mine who's a mortgage loan officer, and she told me that people are still
They doing
buying
it.
cribs like crazy.
They doing it.
She said people are
30
still
year
buying
fixed
cribs like
rate
crazy.
at 7.2 is
Mhm.
now a fucking bargain. It's now about, so that's 800K. So $800,000 is what you're going to spending. So like,
Mm.
you know, maybe the house costs, you know, 600, but then maintenance and
Yeah,
taxes
HOA
and all the time
fees
HOA
and-
fees, all that kind of stuff adds up.
Yeah.
800. Oh my goodness, right?
Mm.
And that's, imagine your sticker price is 700.
Out the gate. That's crazy.
Try to buy a house in Miami. Try to buy a house
Bruh.
in Miami out the gate, bro. It's a rapper. Yo, this is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go through this board. They got a whole like trajectory here. Yo,
Yep.
the average cost of a wedding and engagement ring
This number is crazy.
is
What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? The average cost of a wedding and engagement?
Yo, I know somebody who was married like 5-6 years,
Mhm.
and they still paying off the debt from their marriage.
Oh my gosh, bro. From the wedding, you talk about from the wedding
From the
ceremony
wedding,
and all that.
from the wedding
Yeah.
and the engagement ring. I
Oh
don't
my
even know if the
God, bro.
engagement ring is considered in that bid. It might be might be more.
Bro.
Because I think when people be telling me like the price and the cost of their wedding,
Mhm.
it'd be like the cost of the wedding, the event,
Yeah.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They don't price in the engagement.
Don't even
rings.
account for the engagement rings. Yeah, don't even account for that.
Hmm.
A good actually one of my good homies actually yeah, they went into their marriage in debt because of the wedding. They went to the marriage in debt. He's still paying on it. They've been married for over 2 years now, 2+ years now, and they just had a child. Absurd.
So the next step would be average cost of a home with mortgage interest. So we talked about that. That's about 800, right? 800K. Next is the lifetime car
Lifetime
purchases.
Yeah.
So this is interesting.
271. That's what?
Yo, this
What
is
kind of
interesting.
rich y'all?
No,
Yo.
no. It's not. No, but
It's lifetime though.
It makes lifetime. It's lifetime.
Okay.
So it's average purchase price for used car
Mm-hmm.
total shown for 10 purchases. This is 10 purchases. Which with each car having a 6-year-old used car lasting around 6 years each.
Okay.
So they kind of, you're buying used cars. They're not trying to like ball out of control over here with this. You know what I mean? You're buying a used car. It's a 6-year-old used car, but because of the decisions that you made before this, this is probably the bracket and the caliber of vehicle you can afford.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not laughing at people's situations, but like, it's like, bro, when you lay it out step by step of every decision point, where you could have went the other way, you could have did the other thing. You made the decisions that ended up getting you to where all you could do is a 6-year-old used vehicle, which is only going to last you another 5 or 6 years. So you have to buy another one again. You're just like constantly behind the fucking 8 ball.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But because of prior decisions.
Yeah.
Okay. What's next up? Median out-of-pocket birth insurance cost.
2 baby deliveries.
2 baby deliveries.
In the hospital.
You can't even deliver babies for free. It costs 6 bands for that.
This is why you have insurance.
But insurance covers a lot of it. This is what you pay out of pocket.
That's what you pay.
You have to come out of 6 bands.
Yeah.
Which could have been 6 bands to go pay towards that wedding ring. Right? It could have went to that.
Now think about this. Think about the couples who got married. They spent that kind of bread on a wedding and engagement ring, got married, and got divorced after a year or two. And they're paying.
Oh, you still ain't pay off that damn wedding ring, dog.
That's crazy. You know she ain't giving that. You know she ain't giving that ring back.
Hey,
you know what it is.
that's the bet in the gamble that you took, my guy.
Yeah.
My
Mhm.
man, it's like, yo, niggas really be trying to just like outdo each other or some shit. Like,
facts.
it ain't that, like, you're trying to get married. You want to wake up in your nitty gritty, in your best or for worse, next to this person for the rest of the time. All these other motherfuckers ain't finna be there.
Yeah.
When you gotta take you to the freaking hospital, emergency room or some shit for some bullshit, or when you freaking had that crazy stressful day at work and you just want to come home and crawl into a ball, they not finna be there.
Not at all.
It's finna be that person inside the damn house. And y'all, people be really like centering everybody else.
Yeah.
Except like I really, I didn't go crazy like these people did when we got married,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
like I do remember that day acutely though. Where it's like,
Yeah.
that was a stressful day.
It was.
That was a stressful
I
day.
know. I know it was. Yeah.
And that day was not just for me. It's for
It-
all these people.
It's for people. It's really not for you, for real. Like it really
No,
isn't.
we spend it on, but they're not gonna help pay off that damn
Yeah.
wedding ring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So that was
That was the out of pocket
raising
for the
kids.
2 baby. Yep. Average cost of raising 2 children under. Yep. Yeah. We just
600K. We talked about that.
Mhm.
Next one was the lifetime cost of average family health insurance.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Insurance for the family is man.
That's a million right there.
Yeah.
And let alone you may have a special needs kid.
Oh, that's a whole nother ball game.
Or maybe you might develop something like or maybe you have the family pet.
Yeah.
We have numbers for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have numbers for that.
Mhm.
$68,000, 67,935 average lifetime cost of pet care.
I can vouch for that number. Because the kind of bread I've been spending on
a whole dog with that bread.
You probably can. You probably can, man. I think
it costs like 30K. Not that I looked into it at all.
Wow.
I'm probably pulling that number out, but
Yeah.
that's a clone of a clone at least.
That's it, bro. Man.
That bit twice. So this is this number here is the midpoint cost of lifetime care. So this is 15 years for a dog and a cat. So by the way, this was in 2022, and it's by this company Synchrony that does like pet insurance and stuff, right?
Okay.
So next up, average cost of college. Yo, I hope you're sitting down.
College is such a scam, bro.
Of college.
Oh, God.
In-state tuition. 1 year,
For
including room and board.
Gosh, bro.
For 2 children. Okay? So now, remember that. This is 1 year. Okay, you said it's 2 children. You caught that last part, right? You caught it? Split it in half. That's still 21K. Let's say you only have 1 child. That's still 21 per year. And if you do have 2 kids, right, it would probably be something like the first 2 years, right, is only 1 kid that's in college. And then like that 3rd year, you got this one that's coming in as a freshman.
Yeah.
While this one is a junior. And then that one moves on to be a senior. And now they're a sophomore. So that's a lot of chunk of time. That's a big chunk.
Bro. It's a lot of money, bro. It's a lot of money.
Per year.
It's a lot of
and
money,
these
bro.
degrees take 4 years minimum sometimes.
Higher education, man.
Maybe you got a savant that could get it in 2 years, 3 years. Bro.
Or hopefully they do well enough where you can get a full ride. But
a full ride or something.
That's the minority for sure. Small minority.
Average amount needed to retire. So now you done raise the kids. Now you done got the house.
Bro, I think about retirement like probably every day, bro. I'm like, yo.
At your age.
At my age, bro. Like it's like, bro.
80% of 2022 median household income. The total showing 12 years average life expectancy past 65. So you done all of that. And you have a life expectancy of 12 years. You get to retire, let's say at 65. 12 years, you about to die.
You out of there.
Most likely you're going to be out of there. Yeah. How you going to live? Are you going to be comfortable? If you're going to be comfortable, you're going to at least need 715K saved
715K,
up.
bro. Yeah. If you want to be
Divide that by
comfortable.
however you much. Maybe you get some pension plan or maybe something else. So you might get that to fill in there. You don't have to have it completely saved up, but you're gonna have to at least have about maybe 500 saved up, and the rest will come in pension and all that kind of stuff over that 12. Was it 16? Was it 12 years?
Yeah.
You got 12 years to show for it. 12 years.
Insane, bro. Like, this is life. This is real life.
This is the life trajectory that,
This is real life.
Hey, no, it ain't gonna be me. Here you go. These numbers, it's gonna be.
Yeah.
The chances are there's a high percentage of y'all, 80% apparently, that's gonna do this exact same track.
Yep.
That's the American dream. But I could save you a couple of dollars. I could trim the fat here and there.
How so?
Maybe cut down on the kids. Maybe cut down on the.
Bro, people gonna have babies whether you like them or not. Whether you like it or not. I know your whole way, but people gonna have kids, man.
This is happening.
I mean, people are having less kids. Yes, people are having less kids, which I'm sure you'll get into shortly.
More pets than children in Taiwan.
Okay.
As birth rates drop.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
I'm looking out for you, Mike. I'm trying to.
I'm looking out for
your pockets, dog.
Bro.
Dog, I got this report from.
It's cost money, ain't no cap. They cost money.
This it reminded me of this old ass. This is from 2020. The New York Post is, and I saw something like this, and I was like, "Oh, that's interesting. I could see it. You know what I mean? I fucks with it, right?" So this is a report. They're looking at Taiwan, right? So a stroller on the streets of Taipei is seemingly just likely to carry a puppy as a human baby these days.
I haven't seen that here in America. It's weird.
Strollers with dogs have become common
in
Taiwan's capital, in part because, and by the way, I just learned the capital of Taiwan, so I'm gonna ask y'all, I'm gonna quiz y'all on this later. All right, make sure you know, right? In part because the metro system requires pets to be in carriers, but also because there are now more pets than children in Taiwan, as more people have been adopting pets, and the country's birth rate has declined. By the Guardian. So you say you seen something?
I see something here stateside. Yeah, I see it stateside. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Let's see what's happening here.
Dogs in Taiwan are pampered and well cared for. Can you blame them? Right? And well cared for, but can also be an accessory to show off. And the more portable, the better. Taiwan's resident Tom Parker told The Guardian. This was a Taiwanese resident. Taiwan officials estimate there were close. So here's some hard numbers for you. Taiwan, this is 2020. Taiwan officials estimated there were close to 3 million pets in the country during the second half of this year. Remember, this was 2020. So we recall what was happening in 2020, right?
Yeah.
This is the pandemic. People that was inside the house, they started adopting pets and stuff. Right? This is their chance because, like, they're when they, it's like if you have an itch that you need to scratch, right? I've told the story before about like I have a friend who had this particular itch, right? He was like, I have to have a child before I die. It's just like it's this thing. If I die, if I'm on my deathbed, somebody asks me, like, what, do I have any regrets? Like, I regret. They would say under deathbed, I wish I had a child, right? There's just this particular itch. I don't have that itch, right? But for some people, it's more acute than others. So this
having a child, having a child is one of my high on my. Yeah, it's one of mine. Yes, it's one of those things. I'm not sure if it's to that degree where like I have to have a child, but it is very high.
I get it.
It's very high on my list though. It's definitely something that I desire to do to have.
Okay. At the same time, so throughout this whole time, people are adopting pets and not having kids. Taiwan has been declining rate. It's down 6%.
Yeah.
6%. From 2016 to 2019. So that got me to thinking. That was 2020. A, do we have any updated information on this?
Mm.
And B, do we have what's it like over here?
Yeah. I mean, people are having less kids here in the States too, but
The
I don't.
share
I would
of
imagine it's
household with
more.
children in 2022
Mhm.
is at the end of 2022 stands at 40%. Down from
As far as kids.
Okay. Share of household with children. So it's currently at 40%. Back in 2002, it was 48%. That's an 8% drop.
Yeah.
Less households
Over
in the
over
United
20
States.
over 20 plus period though. You said 2000. You said 2020. You said 2002
to
It's
2022.
2023. Oh, so 2022. So 20-year period.
2022, yeah.
Yeah. So and it
Okay.
dropped 8%. Okay.
However,
Okay.
so that's 48% have pets. I mean, have children. Turns out, how many households have pets? 70% of households. 70%.
I can believe that. I can believe
You know
that.
what? You know what? And by the way, this is up 56% from 1988. 70% of households have pets. Up.
So you're saying there's a similar trend happening in the United States, like what's
While
happening in
there's a
Taiwan?
childbirth trend going down, there's a pet trend going up.
Oh, hey friends, welcome to the vibes.
That was so good. That was so good.
You know, every show we like to give you guys some recommendations on what we've been bumping. With that being said, Darwin, what you got for us?
Honorable mention first up. I got another black card movie. You know, for your black card, right?
This movie was kind of dope, though. I ain't gonna
lie. Jingle Jangle. It's that time of year.
Yeah.
This is when we do it. It's Christmas, and so gotta get the Jingle Jangle under the belt. If you've never watched it before, it's on Netflix.
Do you have a favorite Christmas movie, by the way, or a movie you like to watch during Christmas time?
Jingle Jangle.
Okay, but before Jingle Jangle,
what was Christmas before Jingle Jangle? There was a Christmas.
Okay, fair enough.
Jingle Jangle. Wait a minute, what?
Fair enough.
But I mean, Christmas. I mean, I guess I like all the classics and stuff like Home Alone and stuff like that. Christmas movie. You know.
For some reason, in my head, I thought you were gonna say like Peanuts or something, but.
Yeah, I mean, I like
because you grew up on Peanuts.
Yeah, I grew up on Peanuts. I like all the you know, of course, from Halloween all the way to Christmas with the pumpkin patch, all the way to the little the scrawny tiny Christmas tree.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And Peanuts were like, bro, that joint is sad, but you know what I mean. You got to do what you got to do. I've had trees like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Just trying to make it happen, trying to make
it work,
right?
Yep.
But no, but like as of now, Jingle Jangle is my favorite for since it's been out. And this was in 2020. It was such a freaking so needed for it to be locked.
It's a very good movie.
Locked in the pandemic, and then for this joint to come out straight to Netflix. By the way, you know, which would have been crazy if it was trying to do theater performances.
I think it would have did well if it went to the theaters. I think it would have did well.
Yeah, but like not during the pandemic. Like there's some movies that tried to force it. Like that. I think they pushed back that not Mission Impossible. Was it the Maverick movie? That Maverick, they had pushed that joint back.
Yeah.
You know, because so they did, which still did good in the theater, but like, you know, they try to force it a lot of times. So Jingle Jangle, like I said, honorable mention. IMDb is 6.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes though is 90%, and Metacritic is 69%. So you kind of maybe take the average of those. You know, you got a 7, an 8, and 9 right there. Maybe you get an 8. You know what I mean? They're calling it maybe an 8 out of 10 if you average, or maybe 8, 8.5 kind of thing. But you know, I think it's great. I think it's amazing. It's probably in terms of Christmas movies.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the new.
It's 10.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the newer ones. that should be on your what's the word I'm looking for? That should be repeated as far as something that you watch every year for sure.
Yo, do you know this movie should have been nominated for like at very least like I get it. It's a musical and it's supposed to be like a little. It's so hyper focused on like a season specifically, so it's not gonna be like even viewed. It's like the way that they did like comic book movies. They're not even. They're not. The Academy's not gonna look at it like that at all.
Yeah,
but definitely at least for costume design. At least for costume design.
It was done very well. Yeah, it was done very
the
well.
costumes in there, the freaking hair and makeup for all these black folks. And it's a black ass movie. It's a central cast. And the movie has nothing to do with their blackness. They just happen to be black. Like, yo, this shit can still sell. Just because they're black, you think they can't sell globally. Like, this movie is still great. Still amazing story to tell.
Let's not cap though. It's a black movie, man. Bro, they even had Afro beats in that joint, man. Like, come on, man.
But they had the white girl dancing the Afro beat.
I mean,
white girl dancing her beat.
But you know, you always get that one
diversity and inclusion, right? Yeah, white folks
you always get too. You always get that one white girl that's hit, but like it's black show.
This joint should be on Broadway. Bro,
I could see this, it would go crazy on Broadway. No cap. I would watch it on Broadway for sure. Bro, I think it would even be better on Broadway.
Nuts, because it's a musical, man. You know what I mean? It's a freaking musical. It's like it's a freaking well shot musical, but on Broadway, seeing it live, because that joint just hit different on the stage. I think they should definitely. I know they're gonna do it. They're gonna have to do it.
They have to. Yeah.
So I would put this thing on par. I think it's entered now the canon of, even outside of black like holiday movies. You have the Best Man Holiday. So I started this off talking about Black Card. You know what I mean? So like, at least black folks, you can't complain that they're not making stuff for us, and they're not giving us representation, all that stuff, when every black person should have this in their repertoire. If you're watching Miracle on 34th Street, my guy, if you're watching Die Hard, okay, you're doing all that.
It's the Christmas classic, yeah.
These Christmas, Home Alone. I know y'all be running back that Home Alone.
Absolutely.
Yo, give this black movie some love. This honorable mention right here. Jingle Jangle. I watch it every year.
And they got some heavy hitters in there too. Forrest Whitaker in that joint. They got some heavy hitters.
Forrest Whitaker's doing work.
Yeah.
In this joint, you know what I mean? And the young lady who is the lead actress. What's her name? Madeline Mills. She plays Journey. She's an actual Broadway performer.
Yeah.
This is why it's like all theater stuff. Freaking Keegan Michael Key is in that bit. Plays a great antagonist. Plays a great antagonist.
Yep, he does.
Compelling and everything. Like great acting.
You got Felicia Rashad in that bit. Like Felicia Rashad, she pops up in there. Yeah, they got some folks in there, man. They got some folks in there for sure.
So Felicia Rashad plays, I'm no spoilers. I'm not gonna spoil it, but yeah, definitely go check out Jingle Jangle. It's on your Netflix. You don't even gotta go nowhere.
Yeah, you can just watch it
at home. You know what I mean? Y'all under the Christmas lights and all that stuff. Throw that bit on and just make it part of your tradition. We did it. We've done that in our home, and hopefully we can add it to yours. I do have to do a mea culpa on something else. We talked about the Grammys last time. We talked about the nominees, and I kind of skated past a little too harshly Olivia Rodrigo. Olivia, Madam Olivia. What I said at the time, and I'm gonna own up to it, I said, this is some cookie cutter shit. Whatever. She don't belong on the list, right? And so I really dismissed it. And I thought about it after I said that, because I almost wanted to like get those words back in my mouth, kind of thing. I just remembered, you know what? I did listen to it, but I didn't really listen to it close. I think I was really like multitasking, and I don't always have time to like dedicate specifically to like listen to an album and sit down and listen to it. But like sometimes, even if I'm multitasking, an artist or an album will like be doing something to me that like pulls me out of my mundane life. Like, yo, nigga, are you listening? Pay attention. This shit goes. I'm like, and I'm listening. Wait a minute, let me rewind that. Oh, this shit goes. You know what I mean? Okay. And like at the time, Olivia, music, it didn't do that for me.
Yep.
Right. So
Yep.
I'll be honest. I didn't fully like engage it and listen to it. So that's why I like dismiss it as some cookie cutter. So I apologize for that, to say that it's not to, I apologize for that, to be more specific.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm wrong. I'm apologizing to be more specific.
Yeah.
Because it's not that it's cookie cutter, because it's different from the stuff that we have now. But something about it, I was like, yo, this sounds so familiar.
Yeah.
It's punk rock. It's pop punk rock.
Yeah.
And it's from specifically from a female voice, which I hadn't heard in a long time. I was like, you know what? It's been a minute. I forgot. Like, why does this sound so familiar? Why does it sound so like,
okay.
Bruh, think Avril Lavigne.
That's the person I was just thinking about.
Paramore.
Yeah.
This has been done. Evanescence and all this stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what it is. This is just a rewash of this old sound. But I'm not gonna hate, because Bruno Mars did he had a whole resurgence because of you know what I mean?
Yeah, bringing back funk,
and 70s disco and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's bringing that stuff back. And so it's like, yeah, he could do his numbers, and we praise him for bringing it back and giving a new spin to it. I don't mind that, making it something new. And she did that. So it's not cookie cutter. It's cookie cutter maybe from like inspirational from previous generation. But she's good. Even Cranberries was another like lead female singer in a pop rock kind of thing, where we featured their song in that one episode, The Kids Are Not All Right. You know what I mean? Zombie. That was Cranberries. You know what I mean? Which is kind of like, but here's the difference though with what Olivia is doing here, that kind of like didn't wake me up out of that stupor, is that it's the pop part. It's not punk rock. It's not punk rock. She, you know what I mean? She did the thing where she made it pop, because punk rock is a little more gritty. It's a little bit more like reduced down to like this bass sound. There's no synthesizers and, you know what I mean, 808s and kind of stuff like that. There's no, it's more garage band, and a lot of it is protest stuff. Remember Green Day? Green Day.
Yeah,
Green
Day. Yeah.
Green Day back then. You know, it's like protest kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's even Green Day is controversial to say, because a lot of the stuff can be considered kind of pop too, right? But if you know some of their like freaking B-side stuff, and you know, they did have a lot of political and like activist type of messaging and like counterculture type of vibe, you know, which is, you know, American Idiot is kind of like that. But American Idiot is a protest song, but shit, the whole album, you know, right? But it's like they really packaged it in a in a pop way,
in a popish way,
that people sing along and not even realizing that they're being like controversial. They don't even fucking realize it. So, you know, like I said, it's a good album though. It's nostalgic for me if you're a particular generation, and it is a refreshing of the sort. But you only got 8 spots in album of the year.
Yeah.
Only 8 spots.
Very competitive.
Nah, bro, you shouldn't get that nom, sis. I'm sorry. It's a great work. I like it. I'm looking forward to what you're doing in the future. But
she got some tiny desk performances too. She got 2 that I'm seeing here.
And I'm sure it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fun.
She got one that's pretty recent too.
She can actually sing. There's a couple of songs on there where she
can actually sing for her?
some of her like vocal range. She ain't, you know what I mean? She still could use some development, but like she's good. You know what I mean? She plays the piano and she's a character. She
plays guitar as well.
Yeah, plays good. You know, she's good. You know, she's an artist. She's good. But like album of the year though is like this whole other thing, you know. But she could very much win it because it's this Grammy thing and this corporate freaking industry bullshit. That she's got the look. She's diverse. You know what I mean? She's got this countercultural sound that we haven't heard since like early 2000s, late 90s kind of thing. You know what I mean? And so she's kind of like swimming in her own little lane in the moment. So she could be a dark horse. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
She could be a dark horse. We're talking about competing with Taylor Swift right now in this genre. Freaking Miley
Oh
Cyrus
yeah,
album was amazing.
yeah.
Freaking
She
Jean
ain't.
Baptiste is also nominated. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Janelle Monáe is nominated. You know, they got some heavy hitters.
Oh yeah, she ain't. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Did you forget?
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
What up, fam? It's Darwin, the guy that was just talking. First off, thanks for watching and supporting the show. But I got to give y'all some homework. Your challenge, if you choose to accept it, is to interact with the show. That means 1, hitting that like button, because I know you like our stuff. 2, make sure you subscribe so we can swim our way up your timeline whenever we drop new content. The third thing, please share the channel with your friends. Maybe they'll learn a thing about a thing or two. Oh, last thing, we're over here talking about what y'all talking about. So go ahead and carry that conversation on into the comments. We be up in there too. On another note, I was on my Caribbean vibe, man. I was on my Haiti vibe. This weekend, vibe la oui. Nous t'es le copain, oui. Jazz la monte, oui. That boy Wid. That boy Wid dropped an album. All right.
Okay.
His real name is Widler Octavius. Widler Octavius.
Oh, next ice, yeah, for sure.
Octavius.
Yeah.
If you speak Creole, you know what I mean. That's how that bit would go, right?
Yeah.
And it's funny because that reminds me of that Sergio joke. That Sergio joke where he was saying, he's like, nah, when they ask me my name, I'm going to pronounce it the way I pronounce it.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean? You have to figure it out. C'est fou, blanc, yo.
Yeah.
DJ Beckyo, puis on
Yeah.
prononcer Octavius. You know what I mean? I might not even be saying that joint right. You know, some Haitian told me that I speak Creole with an English accent. I feel so.
Yo, that.
But I coupe moi. Like, I was like, oh.
Yo, that's crazy.
There's
Yo,
like,
that's
there's like,
wild,
you can see,
bro.
there's like, you can speak it, you speak the language,
Yeah.
but you have an English accent.
Yeah,
I was like, like what?
Yeah,
So that's what they told me. Anyways, you know, so we'll there Octavius, right? The dude is, you know, he's a young cat. He's a young cat, born 1989. I don't know why he does this, but when he does interviews, that's how he tells. They ask him his age, he says his year. He said, "Yeah, I'm born 1989. You know, you could do the math on that one." 1989, but you know, like
that's annoying. Why are you doing that?
Why are you doing that, dude? Just like he does it every time, dog. Like it might have been a joke or two, you know, first couple of times, but like you ain't hiding nothing, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you tell that we know we've seen your career. Like really, he was part of Zengland, right? And so
okay.
He's this young dude, and he's this young dude, like bro, Zengland, like they have these gum ones dressed up.
Yeah.
With their freaking ties. This dude got the freaking FUBU gear on.
Yeah.
Looking like LL Cool J. Why these motherfuckers got their little band draws on?
That's crazy. Yeah, that's
like, bro, we know who you are. You can't hide.
You are, bro.
What you say? You're 34 years old. Like that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. MP, that's it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
His name is Widler Octavius. Wid apil nan nou konen li.
Yeah, this dude trying to pronounce that joint in English.
He's really trying to pronounce it. Yeah.
I spent a couple hours with him, so I get to know him on a different level. His lifestyle, his style, how he's a superstar, but also most important thing about it, his personality. Welcome to the world of Wid.
So he's doing promotion
behind the scenes. Let's go.
For the new album.
Oh my gosh, is that why you wanted me to show it? Oh my gosh.
So your man's is, you know what I mean?
I want to watch this.
You know, and so, you know, you gotta go to the spot. Of course, you Haitian, you gotta be like, promote some stuff. You got a studio. Come through.
Par contre, comment ça va passer? Parce que j'ai toujours posé une série de questions dans l'interview, ça que peut-être pas t'arriver, mais toi sensible. Mais j'espère que tout va passer bien. Que nous avons une belle interview. So, j'étais blanchi pour le cap comment va dérouler. Okay?
He look about that age. He look around that age, yeah. He like you mid-30s.
Difficile, pas quatre questions intimes. Bon, en tout cas, ma plaisir, nous allons regarder ça qui va le faire. So, j'espère que tout va passer bien, ok?
Yeah, you see the campus, bro. You know what I'm saying? You see the campus? You see what
Oh
we
my
doing?
gosh, that's why.
In the studio. Yo, they got a freaking a whole damn Haitian channel at FIU.
Yeah, that's fire. That's fire.
This
I ain't gonna
video.
lie. That's fire. FIU, man, FIU done turned up, man, since
All the way up.
yeah, but the past 10, 20 years for sure.
And they
Past
get it
10
to their community that's
Yeah.
like there's a bunch of Hispanics and a bunch of Haitians.
Yeah. I mean, it is an international university. Like they really tailor towards that. Understand?
I really feel that Zingland is it's almost like an incubator. That because like Whitler ain't Whit ain't the only one that came out of there. You know, like it's always like I feel like it's like B2K or some shit. You know, like in B2K that's is that the pop the K-pop joint?
They were an R&B, R&B
B2K,
pop.
what's the name of the pop? K-pop.
Well, K-pop's Korean pop though.
That's not B2K?
No. No.
Oh,
K-pop.
B2K was a band.
Yeah, they were a band. Yeah, they were a black band.
No, who was in
but
that joint? Was that Omarion? Was he in that?
Yeah, Mario was in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Omarion and them. Okay, not that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about K-pop. Because like in
Yeah,
some of these
K-pop, yeah.
K-pop groups,
Mhm.
what happens is like they get older and then like they age out and then somebody replaces them. And so like if you look like
That's about
within,
right.
like the next 7 years,
Mhm.
like the band name is still the same, but
Yeah.
all the pieces are mad different now.
Mhm.
You know? And so like with Zengland, it's like, yo, this band, quote unquote, this production company
Mhm.
group has been going on forever.
Yeah,
with people
England's been
coming
going on
in
forever. Yeah, that's a fact.
and people leaving the group. It's like
Yeah.
it's not even the same. Like it's so many different people that just coming out of it. So it's almost like an incubator. It should probably embrace that shit.
Yeah.
And just be
Yeah.
like, yo, this is a brand. You know what I mean? And then like just everybody, performs under this for some time. You do your
Mhm.
time, like an internship kind of thing. You're
Mhm.
incubated. You find somebody that's popping,
Mhm.
and then you could, sign, them a deal to go do their own thing, to go solo.
Yeah.
With bro, this dude's story to go solo was not a nice ride. Like, I'm saying Zingler should lean into this. Clearly, things ain't been going all right over there because this dude had to escape to Florida.
Mm.
He didn't tell nobody in the band when he went to Florida.
Mhm.
Like, cause they travel back and forth kind of thing.
Yep.
Do performances and stuff like that. But when he wanted to move to Florida to be done with it,
Mhm.
he didn't even tell him he wasn't coming back.
Mm.
He set up his situation, moved there, and never went back to Haiti. And they were like,
Mm.
yo, my G, like, oh no, I ain't coming. I'm done over there.
Mm.
He had to kind of escape. He was saying how, like, I saw in the interview, he was saying how, like, it's almost kind of like blood in, blood out a little bit.
Oh,
A little bit, it's like,
Okay.
it's kind of like, he's like,
Mm.
even if it ain't like physical, which it can be, he kind of
Yeah.
insinuated that it can be.
Mhm.
There's certain things that in certain sabotage that can happen, coincidental, like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So he had to like,
Mm.
I'm out of there and I'm safe,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, until nobody, and then now I could like, so he had to do that, establish himself for a little bit, and now he can freely go back and forth. But like,
Mm.
bro, it was like, was it that serious? That was freaking
That's
crazy.
pretty bad. Yeah.
So right now he's putting this music out under Biggie Records. It's just the name of the, just like I guess the maestro.
This
or whatever.
company, yeah.
Yeah, but like it's not there's nothing to do with Biggie Smalls or anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, sure.
But yeah, this album, damn, I didn't even say, did I say the name of the album? Starboy. I said
Starboy.
right?
Yeah, you said
I said
Starboy earlier, yeah.
Starboy. So the album again leans into this thing that I've been fucking with recently. I've been telling y'all about this Afro-Caribbean pop. Afro-Caribbean pop. And
Yeah, it's becoming a thing.
We need to normalize these Haitian artists that are doing it.
Yeah.
Because, bro, we really don't know what they be talking about in Afrobeats, though. Stop it. Stop. Y'all do not know what they be saying. Stop.
Yeah.
That shit goes. It's lit. It's lit.
Unless you're obviously from there, right? Like, unless you know, because they're
Unless
talking.
the few people that's from there. Just like
They're
the people
talking-
that's from Haiti.
Yeah, they're talking pidgin language. That's what you hear in the Afro.
Okay, and they're talking about the different dialects, even from the different
Yeah.
countries.
Yeah, because
Some of these countries have-
they'll mix in
some of these countries have 60
Swahili
languages
they'll
in
mix
one
in-
country.
Yeah, they'll mix in depending on the artist. They'll
But
mix
guess what?
in.
But guess what?
yeah,
Afro beats
Igbo and all that. Yep.
is the number one
language.
fucking genre in the world right now.
Mm.
In the world, and we don't know what the hell they be talking about.
That sound, man.
Why
That
Haitian
sound.
music? Haitian music got the sound.
Haitian music definitely got the sound.
Haitian music got the sound.
Mhm.
So it's something we need to do with the culture, man, to get like our shit in front of people and stuff like this, and get our
Mhm.
shit out into the world. You know, I love the way that they you know, the
But-
Afro Caribbean fusion, not the Afro Caribbean, the Afro Latino fusion. You know, that
Mhm.
happens in some of these songs. You know what I mean? From Haitian to some of these different Southern American countries, even with the Dominican Republic with the bachata and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So just as much as Afrobeats, if Afrobeats, I told you, okay, Jingle Jangle is a black movie, it can do numbers. Just
Mhm.
give it a good proper production, give it the
Mhm.
proper staff.
Mhm.
The same thing we did with Afrobeats, right?
Mhm.
We put the music behind it, we put the production behind it,
Mhm.
and they doing numbers. Haitian music could be the same.
You know, I think two things that I can think of right now immediately why it isn't the case is because even though we have the sound, with the Afro beats, like I mentioned before, it's more of a pidgin language. They mix in a little bit of English in there, but depending on where you're
You
from,
got
like you
niggas
mentioned,
in Ireland,
but you have-
freaking, you know what I mean?
yeah. So it's a bit more. I don't know. It kind of
People
seems
in
like a
Ireland
bit.
going to our breakfast.
Yeah, right, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Ireland.
So it might be even a little bit easier for folks to even like kind of like start to understand it because it's still some English in there. But like with compa, it's all it's Creole. I mean, they'll say some English.
But like these younger
No, but hold
generation
on,
dudes.
but let me explain. So it's I think it's that, but it's also like the American narrative of the Haitian people. I think that's the largest reason why it's not as big as like Afrobeats would be. But we're seeing this fusion now with Afrobeats and compa. So we'll see how it goes. But go ahead.
But yeah, it's a dope album, and I think it's a very it's so great for. So this is his first album solo, you know.
Mhm.
And like, you know, it's not that his music back then wasn't good with the group, you know, it's still good
Mhm.
stuff.
Mhm.
No, but this is different generational
Yeah.
kind of stuff that he was able to now like venture a little bit more into.
Mhm.
And he dedicates the album to his brother. His brother died. His younger brother. His name was Christopher. And he never, for himself, I don't think he mentions how he doesn't imagine how this would have been his life. But even though he felt like he wanted to do music forever, but definitely his little brother wanted to do this, wanted to be known, definitely, sure, right? And this is a young kid, 8 years old, like just the imagination of a child at this point, right? And so he dedicated the album to him, so it's kind of like his brother kind of still gets to live through, you know,
The music, yeah.
through the music, especially for the music to be doing well. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? To have that inspiration from that source, and it sucks because he couldn't. This was part of that whole thing where his papier, you know, his papers wasn't all the way there because he just came to the States, you know what I mean? And he's like, he's getting these phone calls talking about, you know, hey, your brother's not doing well, you know what I mean? But you know, he can't tell his little brother that he's a little kid, and it's like, he's like, you're gonna be fine. I'm gonna come see you. I'm gonna do this, and like, he couldn't go, so he couldn't be there.
Yeah.
His brother died. He couldn't be there. You know what I mean? In Haiti, and he died young.
Unfortunate,
too, you know?
yeah.
And so, you know, you can kind of see the emotion for that in the last song on the album called Adieu. Apparently he didn't even that's not something he wrote down. You know, most of the stuff he you know, he write it out. He's got his rhyme book and all that. And but for this one, it was like he just heard like a melody or something like that. And like they just put a microphone in front of him and let him go. And like it's a very he's, you know, I don't know, man. If you got a concert or something like that, like you might not want to play that one, you know?
Yeah.
Like it really brings down the vibe. You know what I mean? It's a great song though. It's a great song. It's an emotional song, but it kind of brings the vibes down. So like you're probably not playing it in the show, but like if you're at home listening to it, you know what I mean? Turn it up. So that's it, bro. That's all I got. We covered a lot today.
Quite a
Say
bit.
Mission accomplished.
Mhm.
We talked about the American dream.
Yep.
It's expensive.
Very,
How
very
can we
expensive.
save some money? How can we perhaps save a few
See if you guys were
coins?
paying attention.
Get a dog. Just get a
Get a
dog, my
dog,
guy.
man.
You'll be all right. You probably don't even need a therapist if you get a dog, right? You don't need-
Probably.
you should probably these therapy dogs, they ain't be like they used to, you know what I mean? They notes, their penmanship is terrible. You never know what they're talking about.
It's very true.
Yeah, your boy got in the 23andMe, man. I don't know, but I got some passwords I need to change. I got
Man,
some
I gotta figure something out there.
identity checking that I need to do.
Hmm.
I'm stressed.
Yeah, and your boy Danny, man. I guess my boy Danny. My dog.
boy.
My dog, man.
Your fur baby.
Yeah, fur baby, right? Yeah. Stress is a silent kill. So just try to eliminate that in every way possible. Doesn't mean I'm gonna do anything to Danny. Obviously not. That's ridiculous, right? But
Danny gets the manicure treatment.
yeah, Danny definitely gets the treatment. That is my firstborn, so he's gonna get whatever he needs. But of course that's one way of resolving stress, right? Is addressing what's causing that stress and eliminating that issue. So
head on.
So that's just what it is. Yep. So I also even talked about no, go ahead.
Tommy Tuberville.
Yeah. Tuberville,
Help relieve some stress from some folks. By
I guess. I guess he did.
Some stress. People were stressing, man. They didn't get their promotions. They've been working on their career and everything like that. Like this dummy is just like holding things up. So he finally let loose of the damn nominations for the military. So
aside from the damage that he probably caused from those 10 months of people not getting their back pay, but it is what it is.
He accomplished nothing.
Yeah. So holiday spending, people gonna spend that bag regardless. They're gonna find a way to spend it. Darwin debunked the whole
Even though y'all
inflation
talking
thing.
about the economy is terrible.
Yeah.
But y'all gonna spend an extra grip this year around. You know what I mean? Jonathan Majors, he paid a lot of money for the attorneys. You know, I think they finna get him out.
Looks like it's paying off.
Hey, if a glove don't fit, you must have quit. Shout out to OJ.
That gives me OJ Simpson vibe. That's crazy.
That's terrible. He was running. That boy running like OJ. He was running out of there, bro.
Definitely was. And we all know what's going on in the sports world. You know, IST, LeBron, them boys got it, and
they got it.
Oklahoma, they making it hard on everybody, especially schools that in Oklahoma that participate in NCAA collegiate activities. So that's that whole thing with
no
DEI.
diversity for you.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's gonna affect the recruiting pool too. So that's gonna be kind of crazy.
And Draymond Green is bugging.
Yeah. Your man needs help. Like all jokes aside, he needs help because that boy is man. But other than that, that's what it is. You got anything else for us?
That's it, man. Mission accomplished.
All right, Austin. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. With that being said, yes, all that. We know y'all be ninja watching.
Another challenge day.
Y'all be hiding in the bushes watching. We know what y'all be. Or y'all be up on the roof like in COD. Y'all be watching. We know what y'all snipers be doing. Sniping. Like, we know what type of time y'all. But with all that being said, stay safe, y'all.
On la vue, change de tempo.
It's challenge day.